What's going on, yo? It's another day on the Day One podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony. I got my co-host, Kyle. Say what's up. What's happening, y'all? Let's get this shit going, baby.
We are one step closer, bro. One step closer to football.
Yes, sir. I'm excited, dude. Oh,
Me too.
what a day.
Yeah, what a day. Yes. What? Yeah. Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. What a day yesterday was.
Mm-hmm.
We
I
now
couldn't.
know what everybody's doing in terms of record next year.
Yeah. It's like. I mean, obviously we have the draft and free agency, but it doesn't start to feel like the season until we know what our opponents are going to be, and we can look at the schedule.
Yeah.
And play it out in our heads. It's hard to do that without that in mind, and now that we have it, bro.
What's going on, y'all? It's another day on the Day One podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony. I got my co-host, Kyle. Say what's up.
What's going on?
We got. Oh, my bad. I'm
Yeah,
getting too
bro.
excited, bro. I'm getting too excited, bro. Listen, we got a great show tonight. We're talking football, some NASCAR news. But before we get into that, drop a like, subscribe. It's getting real. We're one step closer to football season being back. Basketball's going on. Baseball's chugging along. Got the Stanley Cup. I don't really watch hockey, but for you hockey heads, that's also going on.
We just had the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah. Which I know nothing about Kentucky Derby. I don't want to get too much on a tangent. Know nothing, bro.
Me neither.
I was the bookie for my family. We brought home $100.
Yes, sir.
Know
Yes, sir.
nothing about horse racing, bro. We're just like I'm picking this one, that one.
Bro's just out here to get paid.
Facts. But drop a like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a single piece of content.
Yes, sir. So listen, I think we need to get right into it. I think we need to start diving into schedules. We have 6 schedules picked out that we really want to peek at. Maybe we'll look at some other ones if some things pop up. I don't think so, but after that, we're going to look at all the primetime games because last year's Thursday night football slate was by far the worst primetime slate I've ever seen in my entire life. So,
Agreed.
yeah, we're going to look at that, and then we're going to get into some NASCAR. But let's start it off, bro. I'm going to let you take the floor. All right?
Yeah, bro.
Have your moment. Have your moment.
So, the Eagles schedule. Now, funny enough, this was actually leaked on Twitter during the afternoon before 8 p.m. when the whole schedule came out. And looking at it, I was like, it's not too bad, except for one thing. And this is my gripe with the schedule. I think this schedule is so much better than last year. I mean,
Agreed.
especially look at the back half of the schedule. We're at home for 4 of our last 5. We don't have to we don't have to get on the plane after week 12.
Yep.
So that's a good thing. There's not a lot of cross country. I mean, the first 4 weeks is kind of tough, but after that, it's kind of okay. My gripe is the week 5 bye.
Yeah,
That's terrible, bro. Absolutely
Yeah,
terrible. What Roger Goodell must hate us, bro. Like, we're getting into the groove of everything, and then you're gonna slip the bye week in there like that. Like, come on, bro. What are we talking about? At least Kansas City has a week 6 bye, so it's not as bad.
Yeah.
But still, it's annoying. But looking at the schedule, I think this is a very doable schedule for the Eagles to win the division. some games on here that are going to be tough. Some of them that come out to me, and I don't know if you want me to give you my prediction, my
Yeah.
way too early prediction. So all right. I'll go game by game here, I guess. Week 1 against Green Bay. I think that's a dub. You
Okay.
know, we're coming off of the worst collapse in franchise history, bro.
Facts.
We are like, I don't even know how to put it into words, bro. We're ready to get our get back.
Yep.
Jordan Love and the Packers, who are going to be a really good team this year, are just unfortunately going to be the ones to get the get back. Week 2 home opener at Atlanta. Kirk in prime. They must love watching Kirk get his ass kicked,
especially in week 2.
In week 2 in Philadelphia, bro. The schedule makers have some weird fetish with Kirk Cousins getting beaten week 2 in Philadelphia, but it's gonna happen again. That's a dub. Week 3 and week 4, I think, and these are 2 tough games going to the bye, but I think we'll beat both teams. I think the New Orleans game could be one that we potentially drop, but I think that's a tough game that we win late. That has the media heads questioning whether or not we're legit. But New Orleans is always a tough team. Tampa Bay, we're gonna beat the shit out of them. And then you have the week 5 bye. Week 6, Cleveland. That's, in my mind, I feel like that's a trap game.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll take care of business at home. The Giants in New York, week 7. Saquon Barkley, and I'm telling you right now, bro. Saquon Barkley, 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 receiving, 175 yards on the ground. Yes, sir. Go Birds. Yeah, we're Saquon Barkley's gonna have a field day in New York, and everybody's gonna be sick about it. Cincinnati, on the road in Cincinnati, that I think that's where we drop our first game. Not because they're a good team, but they're a good team. They're a good team. We're on the road. It's back-to-back road games. And, could we win that game? I absolutely think we could. But, I can't have us going 17-0. We're going to lose at some point. We'll be due. Jacksonville, week 9, we'll rebound there. Week 10 in Dallas. I think Dallas is going to take a step back this year.
I agree.
Sweep Dallas, so I think we beat them week 10 there. Week 11 at home versus Washington on a primetime game. This is probably where we drop against Washington. I think they'll be much improved, and Washington always gives us problems. So we probably drop one here or the week 16. We'll split with Washington. And then we have a long week out to Los Angeles. Another really good game, but I think we win by the skin of our teeth once again. And then back to Baltimore. That's going to be a tough one. We could beat all of these teams.
Yeah.
We could beat Baltimore. I'm going to say we lose here just because, traveling cross country and you're the Sunday night game, that's going to be tough. But luckily, after that, we don't have to travel or fly, at least. So Baltimore L, Carolina, that's a dub by 40. Pittsburgh, I think we take care of business there. At Washington, we win. I think we win out from here. Dallas, New York. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4.
14-3.
14-3?
Yeah, I'm marking it down.
Yeah. Could be 4. It could be 13-4. I think the Cleveland and New Orleans games are both that could be very very interesting. And Cincinnati too.
Yep. So I'll run through quick. I pretty much have the same exact result, except I have you guys losing one of the first 4 weeks, whether it be Green Bay, New Orleans, or Tampa. I think you lose one of those and you drop down to 13-4.
Yeah.
That's what I see. you could do better than that. You're not going to beat every team you're supposed to. No one ever does.
Yeah,
That's my
exactly.
thing. So I feel like you're going to, I mean, maybe that's your Washington game when you went through. You lose at home against Washington. But like, I think there's one more you probably lose somewhere, whether it's like you lose to a team that's just below you, like a Pittsburgh, and then you also lose to a team like New Orleans, and then you win everything else you're supposed to. So I think it's going to end up being 13-4.
Yeah, because it could also be like we lose to like New Orleans, but we beat Baltimore.
Yeah,
or
could be like
Cincinnati.
that too. Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
I mean, either way, I mean, I think we go 14-3 is like our offense is clicking. Nobody's gonna stop it. Don't matter really. The defense is just getting by good enough.
Yep.
But better than last year. Obviously, I think it's gonna be better than last year with Vic Fangio. But yeah, bro. I mean, 13 games. I think that's very doable. At the very least, I think we win 12.
Yeah.
We should not win any less than 12.
No, unless there's an injury or something, or
Yeah.
you lose a guy for a game or two. Like, I don't know. I guess the biggest pro of your schedule to me is that last 5-week stretch, playing 4 of them at home.
Yep.
And then the other one being you have 2 short weeks, one natural short week of a Thursday night game, but the other short week isn't even that bad because you get extra rest before the short week. So like you get Friday to Monday, and then you have one less day Monday to Sunday. So like it kind of cancels itself out.
Right. Like,
which is
it's a really balanced schedule.
Yeah.
In terms of like short weeks and things like that. Just the one thing that really sucks about it is the bye week being so early.
Yeah. I think go ahead.
Yeah. I saw a stat. I don't know how true it is, but the last team to win a Super Bowl with the bye week sooner than week 9 was the Saints in 2009.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that'll change this year when the Chiefs 3-peat.
Or this team right here takes down the evil empire, which is what we do, bro.
Not if you guys get Tampa in the playoffs, but
no, started, bro.
No, but that definitely blows. Like that to me. I mean, obviously, I'm not on an NFL team, but I feel like with the bye week being so early, it's almost like the season doesn't start till week 6. You know what I mean? Because you play 4 games, then you're off already,
right?
And it's not like
the preseason, though.
Yeah, and like none of those games are huge games. I mean, you have primetime games, but not crazy bad opponents. Like I think 2 of those teams make the playoffs, whether it be Atlanta or Tampa, and then Green Bay probably make it. So like,
right. Yeah. I agree with Dev.
I don't know about Washington.
Listen, bro, I think Washington's going to be better this year, bro.
I think Dallas takes a step back, but I think you're giving too much credit to a rookie quarterback right now with a slightly above average defense and below average running game, like decent weapons.
Yeah, but Dan Quinn's going to have that defense playing, I think.
Yeah.
So that's really what's going to keep them in games. And Jaden Daniels has talent.
I mean, I don't think
he just doesn't have enough around him. Like Terry McLaurin's cool, but outside of him, like
my question is,
catchers,
do the Commanders go above 500? Because I think Dallas at least gets 9 wins. I don't think they eclipse.
I think it could be around 500.
Because I don't think Dallas.
I haven't seen their schedule, but I think they could win like 8 or 9.
I don't think Dallas goes less than 9 wins. I don't think they go more than 11, but I don't think they go less than 9. So to me, it's kind of. I don't know if I can give if Dallas goes 9-8. It's very difficult for me to think the Commanders are going to do better than that.
Yeah, that's true.
With a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows? It could be CJ Stroud for all we know.
Nah. CJ Stroud Mark II is playing in Chicago. But
yeah, okay. We'll see.
Yeah, but no, I don't hate the schedule. I think even in times you have tough stretches like at Rams, at Baltimore, you get a cupcake game at home against Carolina. Like that's nice.
Right.
Like even if you drop those 2, you're like, okay, at least we got a feeler game. You know what I mean? You go right into 2 weeks straight at home.
Yep.
Yeah, like your quote unquote gauntlet, you could consider Jacksonville Cincinnati, Jacksonville, Dallas, Washington, Rams, Baltimore. That's your worst stretch of your schedule.
Right.
But
But
it's not even
really
that
bad. Yeah.
No. Those 3 road games, like I could see those being your only 3 losses. Just at Cincy, at Baltimore, at LA. I could see that happening. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, that could be the case. I don't think we dropped 2 straight though.
No.
But like yeah, but like once you start like really looking at like matchups and stuff, like we match up against these teams, bro. We really
Yeah.
do. We
Yeah,
match
you
up
do.
really against anybody. Now we got
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley.
It's hard to predict losses against Super Bowl. It's hard to predict losses for Super Bowl contenders because you
Right.
feel like they can beat everyone.
Yeah, exactly. And
So-
it's always like they always lose to someone they're not supposed to. Like the Chiefs last year, they lost to the Raiders.
Yep.
And the Niners too. They made the Super Bowl. They had that stretch where they lost like 3 in a row.
Mm-hmm. It
So,
happens.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
dude.
no, I think I like the schedule a lot more than last year's for sure. I think we're gonna win the division, and some may say 1 seed. I am someone.
Yeah, I think you and there's a couple other teams that are going to rival for the 1 seed. I don't think you're clear cut ahead of the crowd.
Yeah, we got a good shot at it though.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a better shot this year than last year for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
I'm excited, bro. Let's get to the season, bro. I'm excited.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
This is about to
excited.
be lit. All right, move on to the next team.
All right, yeah, bro. You take the floor now. You go on the New York Football Jets. I want to hear your thoughts. The return of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
The redeem season.
I've gone back and forth like an argument with this one. So if you look at it, take a look at quarterbacks that are better than Aaron Rodgers at this point. We play Josh Allen twice. We play Houston. We play
the Rams. Matt Stafford.
Yeah, Matt Stafford. That's 4. And then I think there's an argument for maybe Kyler at his peak.
Right.
Like we're really only outmatched a quarterback 4 games. That's the first thing I looked at. And I was like, okay, if we're ranking at quarterback sway, that's 4 losses, 13 wins. But here's my issue. We have like 5 short weeks.
Yeah.
So we go Monday to Sunday, short week. And then we have to follow that Thursday, short week. Then we have another Monday to Sunday. And then we have another Sunday to Thursday.
Damn. You got 2 in a damn.
All before week 10.
Damn, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
They really did y'all dirty.
Yeah, I think we have a really nice, and I think we have a right in the middle pack difficulty of teams. We're somewhere around like 12th hardest schedule, which is I think is about right. But they did us no favors with how they laid it out. Like this is the worst possible way it could have gotten done.
Yeah.
3 of our last 5 games are on the road, at Miami, at Jacksonville, at Buffalo, with LA and the Miami sitting there. Like the last 5 weeks, look at that. That's tough.
Yeah. That's yeah, bro, that's tough. But
that's tough.
Yeah, but looking at that that stretch where you were talking about with the Sunday to Thursday.
Yeah.
Like particularly the second one, like you're not doing a lot of like flying around. Like at Pittsburgh, like at home versus Buffalo, at Pittsburgh, at New England, at home versus Houston, like and you're at home against Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm less concerned. Yeah, facts. I'm less concerned about travel. I'm more concerned about rest because we have an old team and prep.
Right.
That's where, you know what I mean? Because like at San Fran, I think I'll go through the schedule and give you my win-losses. Let me just quickly put my name down. W's, L's. I'm just making a tally.
Okay.
So I think we open the season with an L. Rodgers is something like 12-2 against San Fran in his career. That's nice, but that's tough. That's tough.
That is tough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good
Could
game, but that's tough.
It's going to be a really good game. I mean, could we win it? Yeah, but I do think this is the hardest game on our entire schedule, so I'm not going to give us a win here. So that's a loss. And then I think the next 3 games, next 4, I think we go 3-1. I think we'll probably lose one of those home games between New England, Denver, Minnesota. I don't think we're going to start the season 0-2, especially at Tennessee.
Right.
So
I think you guys win the next 4.
do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna beat Tennessee, I don't think we lose any of those 4 then. I mean, short week New England, division game at home, that could be a little frisky.
Right.
But
They might
I think
cover the spread, but
I think New England's gonna be bad.
yeah.
Denver's gonna be
Denver's gonna
look
be
at these quarterbacks, bro. Will Levis, Drake May,
Will Levis is gonna be all right. But he's not gonna
He's the best quarterback of those 4 we're gonna play.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you play Will Levis and then 3 straight rookie quarterbacks, bro.
Yeah, that's
Hassan Reddick might have 8 sacks in that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, then you got Josh Allen, Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I think one of these next 2 games, we're gonna drop. It'll probably, I'm going to say it's Pittsburgh because I think we split with Buffalo and we'll lose to them later on in the year.
Right.
So I'll call that a win against Buffalo, a loss against Pittsburgh.
You know what I didn't realize, bro?
What?
Y'all play Buffalo on a Monday night at home.
Yeah.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
The deja vu, bro. Are we going out for that game, bro?
No, we're going out for week 1.
Okay. But are we going out for that Buffalo game?
No. I don't think we should do that. The first time I ever wore this jersey, I had my heart broken. All right, we're not doing that.
In case you didn't know, we went out for that week 1 Monday night game against Buffalo when Aaron Rodgers got hurt.
Yeah.
Our spot together.
Thoughts on Jets being tied for primetime games? So before I finish the season, I have a theory on this. They gave all of our primetime. We have 6 primetime games, not including the London game. So if you want to call that a primetime because it's a standalone at 9 a.m., sure, call it 7. We have all those by week 11.
Damn.
I think the NFL is banking on, because our team's old, that we're going to be healthy early on. So they put all of our easier games in the beginning of the year. Because think about it. I mean, as controversial as Rodgers is, he's still a needle mover. And he's probably one of the bigger ones still in football. You got to think about the brand. Forget about the team, but the market, New York. There's a lot of ratings play in the first 11 weeks here. I mean,
right, especially with him coming off of that injury.
Facts. And having none, you think about it. They're clearly thinking about health because if you look at weeks 14 through 18, if I'm making a schedule, at least one of them is primetime. Right. Whether it be the 2 in Miami, the 1 in Jacksonville, LA, Buffalo, one of them should be.
Right. You never know. It could get flexed too.
It's a possibility. I mean, that week 18 game could be if we in Miami are up for division.
Right.
Because I think Buffalo finishes 3rd this year. But
right. Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, they did us no favors with how they worked the schedule out. And they're just putting us front and center. You're going to be on prime time.
Welcome to the show, brother.
Yeah, four of the
welcome
first
to prime time.
4 of the first 6 weeks, 5 of the first 7 are standalone primetime games.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, bro. That's how it was for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, very notable games.
Yeah, that's a little nutsy.
Dev, you'll be at the link. Yo, let me know what games you'll be at because I'm thinking about going to the Atlanta game, either that or the Dallas game and Jacksonville. So if you're there, we can hang. Get some drinks. It's up to you.
Bro's gonna be sauced before he gets into the stadium.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna FaceTime this guy. And he's gonna be like, bro, you're ahead of me.
Bro, when you're at a game, I can't watch football, I swear to God. Because you're on my phone. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to watch Carolina Atlanta, and you're here. But nah. So anyways, back to the schedule. I had us at 5-2, so that puts us at week 8. I think we sweep New England.
Yeah.
So that puts us at 6-2. At home against Houston, I think that's going to be the one game that, on Halloween. Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the games. Honestly, it's Thursday night after being in New England. I think that's an L.
You think that's an L?
Yeah, I think that's an L because I think the games we're not supposed to win, we're going to win later on. At Arizona, I'm in the camp of they're still going to be bad. I think we beat them.
Right. They might cover the spread on y'all, though.
Yeah. At home against Indy, at that point, I mean, Anthony Richardson will be halfway into his first full year starting.
Yeah. He showed flashes last year at primetime as well. He showed flashes. I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the games that's like
we should win, but we lose.
should win, but you don't. I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of those games. But it all depends on how he looks this year, because that could be Tennessee as well.
Yeah.
Or Arizona. Like those 3 games could be one of the games that's like, yeah, y'all are favored, but they win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'll ride with that. I think we lose. I think we lose there. I love our bye week.
Yeah, that's perfect, bro.
Right before our gauntlet, we get the bye week.
Gauntlet.
Seattle's going to be sneaky good. I think they're going to be better than they were last year. I mean, look, they brought in the best defensive coordinator in football as their head coach out of the Ravens. What is his name? Mike McDonald.
Yeah,
something like that. So they're going to be, if anything, they're going to be well coached. But we have them at home, so I think it's a win.
Yeah, that'll be a tough game for sure.
Yeah.
And against Geno Smith, bro.
Yeah, we're not letting bro.
The Geno Smith propaganda.
The Geno Smith return home game is not happening. So
it's gonna happen.
That's
bro.
a win. That's a win by 50.
I'm all here for it.
That's a win by 50. Okay, it's not happening. Sauce is gonna break the NFL record in single game picks. All right.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. If we're gonna stretch it all the way. Pause. So
pause.
At Miami, I think that's a loss.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think we'll beat them at home in week 18.
Okay.
Jacksonville on the road.
That's a pivotal game. Like the way that you got your schedule now, this is a pivotal. These are some last.
My thing is, if they're smart, they're not going to do the whole stay in Miami for the game, fly home into the cold in the middle of December, and then fly back down, acclimate to temperature again. I think we're going to stay in Florida that time.
Yeah, that's the smart thing to do.
I think we beat Jacksonville.
Okay.
And then
I can see
we
that.
fly back home, play LA. I think this is one of the games we're not supposed to win, but we do.
Right.
So I think we beat LA.
So. Yeah.
And honestly,
y'all could sweep Buffalo.
I really don't think Buffalo's going to be that good.
I don't either, bro. I really don't think so. Unless Josh Allen is MVP.
Yeah. That's the swing game for me. I'm going to let my bias show. We're going to beat Buffalo, and then we're going to beat Miami in week 18. That puts us at 12-5. That's I think our ceiling.
I think that's good.
Yeah. I don't think we have a high ceiling or a low floor. I don't think that Buffalo game is the only swing game to me. I think we're either going to win 11 or 12 games. I don't think it's any higher or any lower.
Yeah, I agree, bro. It sounds about right.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to us sweeping either Buffalo or Miami to make the playoff, to win the
To
division.
win the division, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think y'all will win the division.
Yeah,
as
because
well.
if we split with both, I think Miami could sneak ahead of us and win the division, or Buffalo can tie us and have the tiebreaker or something. Like I think we have to sweep at least one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dev. Considering ATL in Pittsburgh, go to the Atlanta game. Go to the Atlanta game. I haven't looked at ticket prices, but yeah, definitely pop out.
Yeah,
I'll be around.
That's what I think. 12 or 11 wins, good year.
Yeah, especially considering like what happened last year. I think that's a great season. Even if you guys like win a playoff game and don't get out of the second round, I think that's a success for you guys.
Yeah. Now, let me just say a little bit of something here. So, if Rodgers is a fringe top 10 quarterback, I think it's 11 wins.
Right.
If he returns back to top 5 form, I think we could potentially get the 1 seed. If we're getting top 5 Rodgers, MVP type Rodgers, not so much like stats and everything, specifically 30 touchdowns, 4 picks Rodgers, if we get that, I don't see how anyone beats us. Because if we're not turning the ball over and our defense is playing the way it did last year, there's not a single game that I think that we should lose.
Yeah. That was the whole thing with you guys last year. It was like, you guys have this great young defense, one of the best in the league. Now you're dropping Aaron Rodgers into that.
Our
just
team
didn't see it come to fruition. But now we can see it come to fruition.
And like, let's be real. So we won 7 games last year. Say Rodgers is healthy, I say add at least 2 wins there, right? 9 wins if Rodgers plays. Tyron Smith and Hassan Reddick have to add 2 wins. Not each, but together.
Right.
Healthy,
that's
those
11.
2 guys healthy, that's 11. Not to mention we rebuilt the rest of our offensive line. We added Mike Williams. We added a backup running back. We added guys that had one guy who has played in this new kickoff rule, and then another guy who ran a 4.3 at the combine. Like, we've added a lot of important talent to this team that we needed to have. The only thing we're short on is depth at interior offensive line, which scares me because Elijah Vera Tucker has been hurt both of his first 2 years.
Right.
Now, maybe we give like Connor McGovern like a 1-year, $5 million deal, and then our offensive line is set. But like, if Rodgers is at least top 10, I don't see how we can lose. Like, I don't know if that's biased, but like,
it's not biased.
If Rodgers is a B+ quarterback, there's no way we should lose more than 6 games.
No, bro, I agree. Because really, you guys are missing like at least B+ or B type quarterback. Because Zach Wilson was not that.
No.
Unfortunately.
No, we won 7 games with the ghost of Trevor Siemian and Zach Wilson.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
If y'all had like, God, you could have had Justin Fields, bro. Y'all would have won. Y'all would have went 500 with Justin Fields.
Let's pump the brakes.
I'm not pumping the brakes, bro.
Zach Wilson is a better arm talent than Justin Fields.
Justin Fields could have got you and your offense out of many shitty situations.
Well, if we look at this, once we look at the Steelers' schedule, bro might get some playtime. Dev, don't question me. I've been a day one Fields hater. He's a bad quarterback. Bad. Putrid quarterback.
Fields wins games.
No, he doesn't. No, he does not.
Played on a bad. Listen, that's a whole discussion that we could totally have. Because
put CJ Stroud on the Bears that make the playoffs last year.
Because I feel the same way, bro. They did wrong by Justin Fields.
They did.
Because listen, and maybe it's us biased Eagles fans because we've seen it with Jalen Hurts.
We're not doing this again.
Well, I'm just saying because Dev brought it up. Maybe it's the bias in me because we did it with Jalen Hurts, like a rushing talent that is a quarterback, build around him. The Bears did not want to do that. And I understand the stats. He was statistically the worst quarterback ever. But listen, bro, if you surround him with talent and good coaching, he could be an all-star, all-generational talent type runner and be a good enough passer to get that team to the playoffs.
All right,
it can happen, bro.
A guy in the Olympics ends up last in the 100-meter dash. You mean to tell me he gets new shoes and he's jumping into the top half of the race? Not happening.
Maybe he needs to get better coaches. I don't know.
Bro, I'm
get
telling
better
you,
facilities.
He was the worst. He had one of the worst seasons of all time as a passer 2 years ago. He got so much better last year that he was just bad. He's so bad, dude. I don't understand this propaganda because he runs around.
Yeah, bro. He runs around.
We've seen time and time again that does not win football games.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, if you get him in the right system with the right coaches, or build the right system around him, like the Eagles did with Jalen Hurts, because that was one of the question marks with him the first year of him being the starter. It's like, oh, this guy can run really good, but is he a good passer? He's inconsistent. He's not really that good of a passer. And then that offseason, we went and surrounded him with talent, and he took us to the Super Bowl.
Right. All right. Give Justin Fields an elite team, and he's probably just below average. Yes, because that's going to help his deep ball that he can't hit. That's going to help him make decisions quicker in the short passing game. That's going to help.
That all comes with what you surround him with, bro.
It does.
You get what you put in.
DJ Moore.
They put nothing in. Other than DJ Moore, they put nothing into Justin Fields, bro. And you know that.
I know they didn't help him.
Okay, thank you.
So you mean to tell me? Okay, so Zach Wilson and Justin Fields have had roughly the same type of careers thus far. Justin Fields has played more games, but you get the idea. The only difference is the running ability of Justin Fields. That's the only difference.
Right.
That he should play running back. They're talking about having him return kicks.
I know.
Return
That's
kicks.
Hilarious.
And you telling me that this guy's a good quarterback?
Oh,
you know who he is? He's that guy over in New Orleans.
Taysom Hill?
He's Taysom Hill.
Bro, the thing that we inquired about trading for this guy.
Trent Dilfer has a ring. Yeah, he has a ring, but Justin Fields isn't getting a ring.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's really all what you surround him with. And Chicago did not do him any favors. And it was like, okay, as soon as we got him at the building, all right, we're going to surround Caleb Williams with everything he needs. Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, DeAndre Swift, offensive line.
Well, I'm telling you right now, let's move over to the Steelers' schedule because we're talking about Justin Fields, okay?
Okay.
So this schedule is only going to help my Justin Fields propaganda because he's going to see the field later in the season and he's going to be bad. Bro.
Is he going to see the field over Russell Wilson as quarterback?
All right.
Though?
Okay. Say that number 4 in Cleveland is an average quarterback, right? Next year. Lamar, number 4. Burrow, number 4. Hurts, Lamar, Mahomes, Burrow. They lose all those games except for one against Cleveland.
Probably. Probably.
Not to mention, New York's a tough one. Dallas, LA, at Denver's
Jets.
always tough.
Yeah, bro. Oh, man. What a schedule.
This is...
Well, okay, so let's start at the top here, all right? All right. At Atlanta, to start the season.
I'll give them that.
Okay. At Denver,
Loss.
I think they win that game.
Okay, 2-0.
Versus the Chargers.
Loss. I think the Chargers could win 11 games this year. Loss.
Yeah, I'll say loss there.
At Indy?
At Indy.
Loss.
You think they're gonna win like 2 games, bro?
Bro, I
All right, hold on. All right. At Indy
this year.
That's a coin flip for me. It really depends on Anthony Richardson, bro. He's such a wild card. He's got so much talent, but the health just wasn't there last year.
Yeah, but they were
And
also
Shane
like,
Steichen. All right, that's a loss.
yeah, they're gonna lose 2 of those games, whether it be with it like Denver, Indy, Vegas. They're gonna lose 2 of those.
First Dallas.
L. They're not beating Dallas.
They're at home versus Dallas though.
They're not good enough to beat Dallas.
I
And
think
it's early on in the.
Listen, hold on. Hear me out. I think this is a game that Pittsburgh isn't supposed to win, but wins because it's Dallas.
Okay,
I
so
think
they're
they win
what?
here.
So they're 3-2.
Yeah.
Okay. At Vegas, probably a win. So 4-2. New York,
All right, yeah, I'll give it.
probably an L.
At home versus the Jets, that's an L.
Yeah.
At home versus the Giants on prime time, that's a dub.
5-3. At Washington, I
L.
can see that L. So 5-4. Now they're 5-4 going into this stretch.
This is what I'm saying, bro.
They're losing both to Baltimore.
They might
losing
only
both to
win
Cincy.
one game out of this last stretch.
Yeah, that's 6 wins.
That's what happened to New England last year.
Yeah, that's 6 wins. At best, that's us giving them games.
Yeah, bro, it's going to be.
Mike Tomlin this time next year is going to be training for his analyst job. He's going to have his first losing season this year. And if he doesn't, I don't know what to say. He might be the greatest coach of all time.
They could beat Washington. They could potentially split with Cleveland.
At best. I don't think they're beating because they get Cincy Cincy always turns it on in the second half of the year because they're always tough in the beginning of the year. They're losing both to Cincy and they're losing both to Baltimore because Baltimore's that good. They're not winning in Philly and they're not beating Kansas City.
No. On Christmas Day.
Not happening.
Although the Broncos beat them on Christmas Day.
Who did?
The Broncos beat the Chiefs.
Division opponent.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, bro.
There's at best 7 wins here. This is just going to push.
At best 7-10.
Because Russ is going to be the starter. They're going to say they start off 4-4. Maybe they're like, okay, maybe we're not the team we thought we were. Let's give Justin Fields a run. And then Justin Fields is going to have to deal with that gauntlet.
They're not going to do that. They're going to ride Russell Wilson out. They
only gave him $2 million. They don't have to.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like they gave him a bag.
Yeah, that's true.
Justin
They're also not
Fields is making
Justin
more
Fields'
than
options.
Russ.
They don't even have to roll with either of them.
No. We could see old Duck Hodges.
Yeah, bro.
Does Bro even have a job anymore?
I have no idea. Yeah, that's tough.
This is by far the hardest schedule in football, in my opinion.
Yeah,
They're
especially looking at some of these. Like you got Sunday 1:00. Like that's cool. All right, okay. Baltimore Sunday. All right, Sunday to Thursday against Cleveland. In Cleveland, and then you go to Cincinnati, and then you play Cleveland again.
If they're going to win any of those games in that gauntlet, it's going to be the one that's at home against Cleveland. Because I don't think they're going to beat Cleveland in Cleveland on a short week after playing Baltimore.
Right. At best.
Yeah. This is a brutal. Even if they split all 3 of their division games, at best it's 8 wins.
Yeah. Yep.
This is brutal, dude.
Damn, that's tough.
Oh,
hopefully we get a Justin Fields kickoff return for a touchdown. You think he's going to be on the Terrell Pryor trajectory?
I don't know if he's good enough to be Terrell Pryor.
No, but I'm saying Terrell Pryor was drafted as a quarterback and
Mm-hmm.
converted to a receiver.
Maybe just more so convert to a running back, but like, because he's about the size. He's not a very big quarterback.
Right.
And I hate to say that because like I want the guy to succeed because it's fun to watch him play.
Yeah.
But like, I hate on him so much because I have to feel I need to make up for all the clowns that think he's. There was MVP thoughts last year. Do you remember?
Yeah, bro, that was crazy.
That was
MVP
you.
was great. They were saying he was better than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, they were saying
that is like drug test immediately, bro.
Yeah. So you can see my frustration.
That's crazy talk.
And now,
that's what I was saying. Back to what I was saying about maybe it's my bias because I've seen it play out with Jalen Hurts, and I see that dual threat aspect in Justin Fields, but I don't think the mindset's there for him.
No. There's stories coming out. There's stories coming out now about Justin Fields as a rookie and him and Nick Foles like hating each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now he's going to deal with Russ.
Yep. Steeler country, let's ride.
Yeah, dude. Oh man. This is going to be a movie. I hope Justin Fields sees the field before week 11. Because I need to see him slowly lose his career.
If he hasn't already.
Yeah, if he hasn't already. I mean, bro is making more money than his starting quarterback. And they didn't even get to training camp before saying Russ was a starter.
Facts. That's facts.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, bro. If you're a Steelers fan in chat, I feel bad for you. It's going to be a long season.
Yeah.
Especially when A.J. Brown has 4 touchdowns again on your head top.
Yep. All right. Let's look at another tough schedule. You brought this team up because I didn't even really think to look at theirs. Where the hell's my there it is. All right. So let's look at Houston.
Yes. Because they're gonna be nice this year.
They're gonna be nice. Their schedule is
not. Their schedule's not really nice.
They don't have a single cupcake game other than week 18.
Yeah.
Like the worst team they play is Minnesota.
I wouldn't say that.
Their worst game, well, they have 2 against Tennessee. New England. New England. But it's at New England. So like it's not even like the cuppiest cakes.
They'll beat New England.
They'll beat New England, but like that's not even that easy though. Like going on the road in Foxborough is never easy. So oh my god.
Yeah, this is tough. We open up on the road in Indianapolis, week 1 division rival. I think they take care of business there.
Probably.
I think they win. And at home against Chicago, I think that's a dub on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, Caleb's second game of his career, not going to be ready.
Right. At Minnesota.
That's a movie, though. Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. At Minnesota, that's a dub. Let's see. They're 3-0 already. Versus Jacksonville, division game.
That's a tough one. They'll probably split with them, so we can give them the win here at home.
See, I'm kind of leaning towards
a sweep.
No, I'm leaning towards giving them the loss and having them win later on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm with that. Don't matter either way. The schedule, work out. So say it's 3-1 now.
Okay.
At home against Buffalo's tough.
But Stephon Diggs' revenge game, I think that's a dub. They take care of business there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. So 4-1.
4-1 at New England. That's dub.
Could this be the game they're supposed to win, but they lose? Or is that one of the Tennessee games?
I think it's one of the Tennessee games.
Okay, so they'll beat New England. That's 5-1.
At Green Bay.
That's a loss, in my opinion. I'm high on Green Bay. Jordan Love was
that's a coin flip for me, but yeah, I'll go with you.
Jordan Love was a top 5 quarterback statistically second half of last year, and they got added Josh Jacobs. all those young receivers get a year older. Like, dude, Green Bay is going to be fun.
They are going to be fun. They're going to be good.
Yeah.
They're going to be one of those teams in the hunt for the 1 seed for sure.
You think so?
I think so, bro. I think so. I haven't seen their schedule. I don't know if you're going to go over their schedule, but
I don't have it pulled up, but we can if we want to.
Yeah, depending on how their schedule looks, I think they could have a shot at it.
Yeah.
Do I think they'll get it over us? No.
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 I think it's more likely Detroit gets it over you guys than them.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Green
so
Bay.
call that a loss. So that's what,
All right.
5-2?
At home versus Indianapolis.
Sweep them?
Yeah, okay. Go with that.
Okay. So 6-2.
It just depends on, again, Indianapolis is such a weird team
Yeah.
because of the quarterback.
Yeah.
Such an unknown.
On the road against us on a short week, I think that's a loss.
I do too. Unless did you give you guys a loss here? Or
No,
did you say
I gave us a win there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. 6-3.
Right. Versus Detroit.
That's a fun game.
That we get into this part of the schedule though.
Yeah.
Green Bay division opponent in Indianapolis, the Jets, Lions, Dallas, 2 division opponents.
Yeah. Not to mention 15, 16, 17 after the bye. But
Wow.
I think they'll win against Detroit at home because they have the extended rest.
Yeah. And honestly, I think they'll beat Dallas in Dallas.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay. So that puts us at what? 7-4?
I think so.
No, 8-3 because
8-3.
8-3. And then they beat Tennessee 9-3.
At home versus Tennessee. Okay.
Yep. And then they'll
At Jacksonville.
You had them winning this one.
Yep. 10-3 going in the bye week. 10-3 in the bye. And then at home versus Miami.
It's in December, but it's also Houston, so Miami doesn't have to worry about cold.
Yeah.
I think. Do you think they win? Okay.
I think they win, and then they go to Kansas City and lose.
And I think they lose Baltimore too.
No, I think they beat Baltimore. I think
Really?
I think they'll get their get back.
Okay. So 13-4.
Yeah.
Against this schedule, I don't know, dude. They're gonna jump 2 wins with a gauntlet like this.
I mean, maybe they drop the Tennessee game and the Detroit game.
Yeah. Like I could see them going 11-6.
Yeah,
and winning the division.
that could be
Because they won the division at 10-7 last year,
something like that.
and I think Stephon Diggs, despite how he regressed last year, he's worth a win.
Yeah,
Mhm.
at least.
Their offense is loaded. I mean, Nico Collins, Diggs, Tank Dell. Who do they have at running back now?
The most mid running back in the league, Joe Mixon.
He'll do some good. He's consistent 1,000-yard rusher, so I mean it's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean maybe they can.
I think that's probably the ceiling. Just depends how good this team is. I think they're going to be a really good team. They're going to be a contender for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah, bro.
I mean, they were last year.
Yeah. But even more so this year. But yeah,
Yeah.
from I would say really week 7 on is
yeah.
They're going to be battle tested for sure.
Yeah, they're gonna go that stretch is really gonna tell us what echelon of quarterback CJ Stroud truly is.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he'll be top 10.
I think if he goes 13-4, this
He'll be
schedule he's top 5.
He's top 5.
Yeah. If he escapes week 7 through 18 with 2 losses, that's
bro. It's gonna be like Mahomes, Lamar, Jalen,
Burrow,
Stroud.
Stroud.
CJ Stroud.
Probably. Yeah.
That's going to be the top 5. Yeah, no, that's... But we'll see. The good thing about it, I think at worst, they'll probably win 10 games again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolute worst.
Right.
The only thing that sucks is like their schedules at the back half, their gauntlets at the back half of their schedule. So like they're not going to have much momentum going in if it comes to 10-7.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But
But
at
they're
the
also
same
battle
time, their
tested.
entire division has similar schedules because they face the same divisions. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. All right. Well, I want to talk about the Bears' schedule.
All right, let's do it.
You haven't looked at theirs, have you?
No.
Okay.
So this is my first time seeing the Bears schedule and really the Houston schedule too.
Yeah. So
Okay.
they did them favors. Their first divisional game is in week 11.
Oh yeah.
And they face no elite defenses until then.
I mean, Washington's questionable, and who knows what
elite. I don't know about elite.
At Houston. Houston's defense is going to be elite.
You think so?
Yeah, bro. I think so. At least it'll be very good.
Yeah. Like,
but what they did this offseason.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my thing is through week 11, they gave Caleb Williams almost the perfect scenario to have a great start to build momentum other than the Houston game. Like, even their tough games, Jacksonville, LA, they're at home.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
They couldn't have crafted this schedule any better for him. Push all the divisional games to the end of the year. Like, that's nice.
Yeah, that is nice. Tennessee, we'll go through game by game. Tennessee at home to start. That's a winnable game.
I think that's a win.
That's a win.
I'm going off of Caleb immediately jumps into the league as a range like 16 to 12 quarterback.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, so I think he beats Tennessee. He loses to Houston, loses to Indy.
Okay.
Beats LA.
Really?
At home.
Yeah.
At home. Beats Carolina.
Huh.
That Jacksonville game's overseas. Jacksonville doesn't lose at home, so
yep.
Jacksonville's going to beat them in London. If that's a loss. And then they get a bye. So like they're 3-3.
Yeah. Not too bad.
At Washington, at Arizona, I think the rest of the roster is good enough to where they win both of those.
Yeah. That Jaden Daniels game is going to be interesting, though.
It's going to be interesting. But, I mean, dude, those weapons, dude. Like,
yeah.
Caleb Williams, with his talent, he's going to be the first 4,000-yard passer the Bears have ever had in season 1.
Yeah.
He's going to.
Yeah.
Like, so those are 2 wins. That puts him at 5-3. I think they can win at home against New England. That's 7-3.
Yep. At home versus Green Bay.
Or that's 6-3. My bad.
6-3. Yeah. I think that's I think Green Bay sweeps Chicago.
Okay. So lose there. I think they'll beat Minnesota at home.
Yeah.
So 7-4. At Detroit, at San Fran, at Minnesota, all losses. 7-6.
I think they sweep Minnesota.
Okay. All right. So 8-7.
Right?
Yeah, 8-7. So at home against Detroit.
Oh no, not 8-7, 8-6. Sorry.
8-6. Okay. So that puts us at 12 games. They'll lose at Detroit. They'll lose at San Fran. They'll sweep Minnesota. And I think they can win at home against Detroit.
Yeah, that could be.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll think they'll win. Maybe. I mean, short week, but they're at home against Seattle.
Yeah,
like that. They could win 10 games.
They could. Yeah, absolutely, they could.
Mm-hmm. It all depends on what the momentum looks like after the first 10 weeks. Like if they're sitting at 7-2, which I could see as a possibility if they just lose to Houston and LA. Like they could be a viable team. Like I know I was hating so much on the Bears last year, but that's simply because they had Justin Fields at quarterback. Now they have Caleb fucking Williams. So like
yeah, but we'll see. That's also a question mark for sure. But he's got an amazing squad around him.
Yeah.
Probably the best that you could ask for.
He's got incredible talent, and with how good that offense is, he only has to be a game manager. Because the defense was average last year.
Yep.
They drafted on defense a little bit, so.
Yep. And you brought in offensive weapons, so it's really going to be predicated on the offense.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think if Caleb's at least a game manager, they could win 10 games.
Yeah.
Losing all the games they're supposed to because, like, if we scroll down at quick games, they probably should lose. Houston, LA, Green Bay, Detroit, San Fran, Green Bay, Detroit.
Seattle.
Yeah, Green Bay, Detroit, maybe Seattle. That would be 8-9 or 9-8. 10-7 would be if they beat Seattle.
Right. Which is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, so their schedules, like, it was perfectly laid out for a hot start for Caleb.
Yeah.
Sure. Confidence builder, like, just take off, hit the ground running.
Yep.
Because I'm not convinced he could step in the league and be better than Trevor Lawrence.
He could.
He could be. Like, he's not going to be better than Stroud or Stafford, but I think he could be better than Trevor Lawrence. I think he could be better than Kyler.
Maybe.
We'll see where Jordan Love goes this next coming year, but if he's anything like he was second half of last year, he's elite.
Yeah.
Is the NFL due for an expansion?
I think so.
Think about if two of these quarterbacks hit in the draft.
Right.
We've got 3 teams that need a quarterback.
Yeah, bro. I would say so. I would definitely say so. And there's probably going to be like an international team too.
With guys like Shador Sanders, Quinn Ewers, Archie Manning down the road, like bunch of guys coming in. And there's not many old quarterbacks. I mean, Kirk, Rodgers, Stafford.
Russell Wilson.
Russ. But they have Justin Fields right behind him. So.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. This is it's going to be interesting to see how it shakes out, but I think so.
Yeah.
And Roger Goodell has talked about that too, and potentially international. But the logistics of that are going to be interesting to work out.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to have an international team. Unless it's like northern Mexico or southern Canada.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Toronto Raptors.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Last team I really want to look at, I want to look at the Chiefs because they are the defending champions, and I do think they either screwed them over or did them a huge favor to start the year.
Right.
So my thought process is I think they win the first 2 weeks, reason being they just beat Baltimore in the AFC Championship, and now Baltimore has to watch them hang the banner. That's a gut punch. And then Joe Burrow has been healthy every single... It's the only week that he's been healthy in every year of his career and lost every game is week 2. And they're at home. And they're on rest.
Right.
Andy Reid with rest does not lose at home. So
except last year against the Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah, but the Eagles fell apart. My thing is, realistically, if Cincinnati's as good as we think they could be and Baltimore's as good as they could be, they could have the 2 biggest tiebreakers of the year done going into week 3.
Right.
That is nice.
Yeah. I think they could probably split out of that, though.
I think they'll beat them both, dude. I mean,
they will probably beat them both, but I could see the Baltimore game potentially being, or Cincinnati. I could see them both, bro. I don't think they lose both of them.
No,
but I could see them splitting one just because it's like, they got to lose one.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna. I genuinely don't. I think they're more likely because they're both at home. So I think they could easily win them. They come off of rest after the second one. Like, to me, it's more likely they lose to Baltimore than Cincy. But
yeah, I agree.
But then again, they're dropping the banner. They haven't lost dropping the banner under Mahomes.
Right.
And, pretty good sample size, 3 Super Bowls already. So,
Yeah.
they're not
They
going to
lost to
lose.
Detroit last year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But still, I don't see them losing to Baltimore.
Right.
They're going to drop the banner in their face when Baltimore should have been the one. Like, they're going to be thinking to themselves, we should be dropping that banner, and we got to watch the team that beat us.
Yeah.
Either that's extremely motivating or extremely depressing. Knowing how emotional the Ravens have been over the last few years, I'll take that they'll be a little bit sad. So,
Okay.
say they win the first 2 weeks, they'll probably beat Atlanta at Atlanta, 3-0.
Right.
They'll probably lose to LA on the road.
Uh-huh.
Because, Jim Harbaugh's going to have that team humming. They're going to win at home in prime time. So that's 4-1. I think they'll lose in San Fran.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they'll lose in San Fran. That's 4-2. They'll sweep Vegas. That's 5-2. They'll win at home, 7-2. At Buffalo, I think they'll lose because if they meet Buffalo in the playoffs, they'll beat them. So,
okay.
Because Buffalo can't beat Kansas City in the playoffs.
Right.
It's like death, taxes, and Buffalo losing to Kansas City in the playoffs.
In the playoffs. Yeah.
So that's probably a win. That's 7-3. Carolina, that's a win, 8-3. Vegas, LA at home, that's 9-3. Cleveland, that could be the one game this year that they're supposed to lose. That they're not supposed to lose, that they do.
Right.
So that's probably an L. So we'll call it, what is that? What would that be? 9-4?
4-2, 5, 6,
10-4.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10-4.
10-4. I think they'll beat Houston at home.
Mm-hmm.
4 days rest at Pittsburgh. Only 4 days rest? Oh, 5 days rest because they play Saturday.
Yep. We did say that they would beat the Steelers in the Steelers prediction.
Yeah. So
it's probably where they clinched the 1 seed.
Yeah. And then at Denver, they're not going to lose to Bo Nix. So they're just not.
I think they'll be sitting starters at that point and they'll lose.
So I don't think so because, if they're only 11-4 in week 17, we had Houston losing 4 games, so they might have to
12-4.
If they're 12-4 going into week 18, if we had Houston going 13-4, they're going to need to play that game for the title.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think they'll go 13-4 at worst. This is the best team that they've had on this push to the 3-peat.
Yeah, that is true.
They lose Snead, but they still have. They can give a bigger role to Trent McDuffie.
Yeah.
They brought in dude. Their day 3 was nuts. Jaden Hicks at safety.
Right.
Jared Wiley at tight end. They brought in Marquise Brown. They brought in Xavier Worthy. Rashee Rice is going to be back by week 11.
Right.
Oh, God. Dude. I would have genuine excitement that the Jets could make a Super Bowl run if Patrick Mahomes didn't exist. But because Patrick Mahomes didn't exist, he's going for the 3-peat. I don't see anything stopping him from doing that.
Yeah.
I just don't. We'll make our predictions. You might take the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. I'll probably take the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
Yep. That's probably how it's going to end out.
Probably how it's going to end up.
Probably.
See you guys in the end of August when we make our predictions.
Yep.
But yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, that's tough, bro.
You mean to tell me if they make it to the Super Bowl, they're not going to clinch the 3-peat?
If they play us, I don't know, bro.
Y'all are not beating them. We've seen this story before.
Yeah, but y'all haven't seen it with Saquon Barkley, bro.
Y'all haven't seen it with Xavier Worthy and Marquise Brown. Y'all haven't seen it with good receivers.
Oh, my God.
Y'all seen it with Travis Kelce and Kadarius Toney.
Bro. We should have won that Super Bowl, bro. Fuck Jonathan Gannon.
Bro's still tough. Bro's still upset.
Yeah, bro.
It's all right.
We got a shot at it, though. We definitely got a shot at it.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, so I think I mainly wanted to look at their schedule just because I was curious about your thoughts of week 1 and 2. I think though, if they win both those games though, and then they could beat Houston, like those are their 3 biggest competition for the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Other than if everything goes right for us, because our roster can compete with anybody's in football if healthy.
Right. Thank God we are not in the AFC, bro.
Yeah,
Thank
bro.
God. I'm
Bro.
so happy we are in an NFC team.
Dude, 10-7 might miss the playoffs again
You
this
have
year.
no idea, bro.
Yeah.
Our ass has only got to really worry about the Niners and the Lions and Packers.
Yeah. And the Packers and Lions are going to, it's like voting for 2 players on the same team for MVP. They're just going to cancel each other out.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
Yep.
like Dallas, too. We already canceled them out. They're going to be trash.
Yeah. But
yeah,
no, that's all the schedules I wanted to look at. I thought these were the 6 most interesting ones.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, they are for sure.
Mm-hmm. Unless you want to peek at Buffalo.
No, not really, bro.
All right. That's cool.
We'll save the Buffalo propaganda for another day.
Yeah. I do want to look at the primetime games though, because last year was such a disappointment. So we're here. What do we got? Thursday night football.
Okay.
So immediately we got 5 straight divisional games. That's banger after banger.
Right.
Jets, Patriots could be ugly. Cowboys, Giants could be ugly. Maybe not because it's in New York.
Yeah.
This game's going to be a banger.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So I'm excited for that.
Buccaneers, Falcons, the mid-off.
Yeah. Not to mention, wait, doesn't the season open up Thursday Night Football, Chiefs, Ravens?
Yes.
I don't know why that's not listed here, but,
Because it's an NBC.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. So
that's also another one. That'll be a really good one.
Yeah, so that's a banger here.
And then Broncos Saints is a little bit of a snoozer.
This will be a banger because these 2 teams are going to be competing for the division.
For the
win,
division, yeah.
Yep.
It's just a mid-off in the NFC South.
Yep. This game's always good.
Yep.
This is going to be
That's going to be a snoozer.
Unless Bo Nix is a guy.
Right.
Yeah. This one, a bit of a snoozer.
A little bit. Probably.
Yeah, unless JJ McCarthy, again, I get like a lot.
Unless he's a guy. Yeah.
If these rookies are guys, like a lot of these games are going to be bangers. So,
right.
But I love watching Rams football, so I'm not mad at this one. This one is going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah. That's going to be one we might have to go out for.
I agree. This one's going to be fun.
That one's going to be fun. That one is also going to be fun.
Yeah, because it's the Birds. That's going to be fun.
No doubt.
Divisional smash math football.
Another
Nick Chubb return
to the scene of the crime. Oh no, that was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Oh god. Chiefs divisional matchups always fun. This is Friday, so this is Black Friday.
That's
I guess.
the Black Friday game.
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
That'll be fun.
Yep.
Division. 3 more division games.
Great. Yep. And then
mid. No, you know what? That has the potential to be all right.
Caleb at home. That could be fun.
That could be an underrated one right there.
Yeah. There's at least something in every single one of these games to be excited for, except
for Saints, Broncos, Rams, Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, even here though, rookie quarterback, like
right.
It's not
Sean
like
Payton's
it's
former team, I guess.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of something in every game, honestly, except for this one. I really don't give a fuck about this game. I really don't care.
It's a division.
This one, I hope, ends in a tie.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah, but I think the Thursday night / Black Friday matchups are beautiful.
I think, Thursday they hurt us.
Yeah,
they heard Thursday night was the shit games.
Yep,
and revamped the Thursday night slate. It's going to be great.
Yeah, like we have all division matchups except for this one.
Yep.
This one, but it's two great quarterbacks.
Yep.
This one, Matt Stafford's fun, rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
This is a coming home game, pause. Division. And then banner drop week 1.
Right.
Yeah, Thursday night's going to be lit. I'm going to have to buy Amazon Prime.
I already have it.
Yeah, but I can't watch it. I can't steal your password and watch it because I can't watch 2 screens at once. But that's besides the point. Monday Night Football. Banger.
Banger. Absolute banger. I'm going to be there, bro. It's going to be a banger.
That's going to be sick. This has the potential to be a banger. I think this is like 2 like B tier AFC teams. Like this could have playoff implications later on.
Right. Yeah.
Especially for like making wild card.
Yep.
This is a snoozer. This is a snoozer.
Right.
This one could be okay.
That one could be okay.
Lions are always fun to watch.
That one's gonna be a blowout.
Yeah, it's a blowout. This is a banger.
Absolute banger. Are you sure you don't want to go out for that one, bro?
How about we see where we're at through 5
all right.
weeks? All right,
that's fair. We'll revisit it. We'll see.
If Rodgers is coming into this game off of like a sprained ankle in week 5, we ain't going. Yeah. This is a banger. Watching Baker Mayfield trying to take on, a little bit of a I don't know, underdog at home type of magic. I just love watching Baker play, and this is the type of team that Baker would beat.
Right.
That's going to be fun, just because Baker's fun. Bit of a snoozer.
Yep. 2 snoozers there.
Yep. Snoozer. This is fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's really fun, actually.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Offenses. Yep. That's going to be fun.
That's good. Oh, the Harbaugh Bowl.
The Harbaugh Bowl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Random week 12 in the middle of November.
Is that Thanksgiving?
This is Monday Night Football there, sweetheart.
Oh, it's probably the week of Thanksgiving. Right?
Yeah, week of.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't really care about this one. That'll be fun.
Yep.
Division rookie game versus rookie could be fun. And it's division.
Snoozer.
Yeah, absolute dog fest. This could be a snoozer.
Yep.
And then this is going to be electric.
Yeah. With playoff implications.
Facts. So, really good slate. I'd say there's 5 snoozers out of 17 games. I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree, bro.
And then Sunday Night Football. This is the one I'm most nervous about because I don't want to round off my amazing day of watching football with snoozers. So, right off the rip, banger. Wait, this is a Thursday.
Yeah,
okay.
Banger.
This is a banger. Sunday Night Football right here.
Yep. Rematch of the playoffs, banger.
Yep. CJ Stroud 1.0 versus CJ Stroud 2.0. Banger.
What? No.
CJ Stroud
2.0, bro.
2.0.
You gotta stop with the glaze, bro.
Dude, Caleb is gonna tear the league apart.
With the glaze.
He's gonna tear the league apart.
You gotta stop with the glaze, dog.
Okay, all right. Then I can make it sound fun.
It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good game.
And the Bears aren't gonna know that they could be bad yet.
Right.
In week 2, everyone still thinks they're gonna win the Super Bowl. So that's what's gonna make this game fun.
I don't.
We know.
They played the NFC, bro. I don't think so.
We know, but these teams are every team's gonna see some shit in the playoffs and be like, in the practice and be like, if we just do that,
right,
we're making a run.
Yeah.
Even the Panthers would be like, Bryce Young can complete a 5-yard pass, bro. We're going to the fucking Super Bowl.
No shot. Bit of a snoozer there, Chiefs Falcons.
Yeah.
Anything with the Chiefs in it isn't really a snoozer.
I will say though, we haven't seen many primetime Falcons games, and to see Bijan, Pitts, and that could be fun. See what this offense is like in week 3.
Yep, Drake London.
That could be fun. It'll be a blowout, but the hype for it will be there.
Yeah.
Banger.
We'll see. Yep, banger.
Could be a banger.
Banger in the 1970s.
Yeah, banger in the 70s. Could be a sneaky banger.
Yep. Back when your grandpappy was in his prime.
Yeah, this is bad.
That's bad.
This is bad football. That's Drew Lock.
That's bad. Good team in there, but bad.
Yeah, this is good.
Good for
I
you.
like this a lot. I think I like it. I mean, Steelers at home are always dangerous, so this could be fun.
That's true.
Great in the 90s.
Banger.
Still a banger.
Yeah, it's still a banger. They got
banger.
beef.
Banger.
Banger. I'll be there.
Bro, banger.
I'm at all the bangers, bro.
Facts. This is a banger.
That's a banger.
This
that could be a banger.
Yeah, or it could be a snooze fest. I hope for a snooze fest, but it could be a banger.
It could be. It just depends how Anthony Richardson turns out.
To me, so far, this is my favorite slate.
That's gonna be a banger, bro.
Yeah, that's fun.
We might have to go for that.
This could be a banger.
Yeah, that could also be a banger.
Banger.
Bills
at home.
I'll say good.
Bills at home in December against a warm team.
That's fair.
Banger.
Could be sneaky good.
Division banger.
Division game.
Bit of a snoozer. Seahawks are going to be bad at this point, so banger. I mean, not a banger.
Snoozer. We'll see.
Playoff implication banger. Playoff implication banger.
Yep. Playoff implication banger. Okay, so hey.
Hey, now.
We got a pretty good primetime slate down the pipe.
We do, bro. We absolutely do. Oh, man. I couldn't be hyped. I couldn't be more hyped.
Yeah, bro. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
This season is going to be fantastic.
I know, dude. And it's like I thought last year there weren't a lot of bad teams. I feel like this year there's even less. Like, I mean, the Cardinals are going to be better because Kyler's healthy. Add Marvin Harrison Jr. Second year for Jonathan Gannon, who I definitely think picked up momentum later on in the year.
Yeah.
Lost still, but
fuck Jonathan Gannon, bro.
But you can see the team coming together.
Right.
The Bears are going to be better. The Jets are going to be better.
Yep. Washington, I think, is going to be better.
Yep. All the bad teams are at least going to have rookie quarterbacks.
Yep. And they did stuff this offseason, so they will be better.
And most importantly, the Panthers do not have a single primetime game.
Yippee.
Yeah. Their last good primetime game was when Sam Darnold started the season at 4-0 on Thursday Night Football. It's tough.
I remember we ended that Linsanity run too.
Yeah. Yeah. Who had the better Linsanity run?
Travis Fulgham or Sam Darnold?
No. Sam Darnold with the Panthers or Baker Mayfield with the Rams?
Oh man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, bro. You just can't be more excited for the season.
No.
It's going to be an absolute classic. And it makes it even more enjoyable when your teams are good.
Facts.
So I'm happy for, both of us having good squads that, we can actually enjoy the season.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that I'm like really excited to watch. Like I enjoyed watching the Lions. I know you hate the Chiefs, but you at least enjoy watching Patrick Mahomes do what he does.
Yeah, I can respect it. I listen, I hate what he did to us, but I respect it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just so much good football.
Yep.
Like,
Obviously,
I mean,
the Eagles and the Jets.
Yeah, like if I'm realistically looking at it, if I just hover over teams and look at them, Patriots are bad.
Really, the only ones that are like going to be not really that fun to watch.
Patriots,
Giants, Panthers,
Tennessee.
No, Tennessee's going to be fun to watch. They might not be great, but they got some dudes.
Yeah, they lost Derrick Henry though. Like
they got Tony Pollard. They signed Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, I guess they could be fun. Okay, so we'll take them off the could be fun list. That aren't going to be fun. So
they might not be good, but they'll be fun to watch.
New England for sure.
Yep.
The Giants.
The Panthers.
Maybe Seattle, because we've seen the story before.
Denver.
No, they'll be fun. They have a rookie quarterback with Sean Payton.
Yeah, but outside of Cortland Sutton, I don't have anything.
No, but I still think they could be fun. It's always fun watching a rookie quarterback. The least one I'm most excited to watch is Drake May.
Right.
So I think I think it's New England. I think it's New York. I think it's Carolina, Seattle, and LA. Las Vegas. I think those are the 5 that are going to be putrid to watch.
Yeah.
I don't really care to watch Gardner Minshew or Aiden O'Connell have a domestic dispute in practice for who gets to start.
With Easton Stick.
Yeah, with Easton Stick.
I cannot believe he's an actual quarterback, bro.
Who's their running back now? Zaire White.
I think
Darren Waller's gone.
Devontae Adams is there.
Yeah, for now. Pending
the Jets trade for him.
Yeah, all I'm saying is we probably won't because
you have 2 receivers.
Yeah, with the addition, if Mike Williams goes down, I could see it.
Yeah.
Or if like Garrett's hurt or something like that. Unless like if Rodgers is looking like A+ Rodgers and we're like 6-1 to start the year or something, I could see us just making the splash just to make the splash.
Yeah.
But
yep. That's true.
Who knows? Brees, it doesn't matter because Brees Hall's got going for 2,000 scrimmage. So
facts.
Yeah. He's like the only running back in the league that I'm confident is going to do it, other than McCaffrey.
Yep. It depends how we run the offense through our players, but
I just think you have too
Saquon,
much at receiver to do so.
Yeah, but if he's the main focal point, I think he could do it.
He could.
But yeah, we have too many mouths to feed.
Yeah, you have too many mouths to feed. Like I think it could be C-Mac, Brees. If they use Bijan right with a new head coach, he might be able to do it. It's a good safety net for Kirk.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. I mean, it's not really often that it happens, so 3 even sounds like a lot, but I'm looking at situations. So
yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
You think Nick Chubb's going to be any good off of injury?
I think so.
Do you think he could return to form, or do you think he's going to?
At this point, I don't know if he can return to form, but
return to form's best running back in football. So
no.
Yeah,
I think it'll be good though.
Yeah, I think so.
He's just not going to be as good.
Yeah. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Yep. We'll see. The season really starts heating up end of July, early August. Once training camp comes around, then we'll really get into the nitty gritty.
Before we get into NASCAR, since we have a little bit of time, do you want to touch on the playoffs a little bit?
The NBA playoffs?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to.
I feel like it's a bit of a disservice.
Yeah. All right. I mean, let's do it real quick.
Yeah. Just to say right now, so Denver has the 3-2 series lead. They're playing right now. Minnesota's up 24 at halftime. Jamal Murray's shooting 1 of 10 right now.
Good God.
So I'm thinking we're gonna get a game 7 there.
Yeah, I agree.
So I mean, dude, a game 7 Timberwolves Nuggets in Denver. What do you like there?
I don't know. I want to say Denver so bad because they're at home and they have experience in these situations, whereas Minnesota doesn't. But like
the dog,
it just feels like they're not playing Denver Nuggets basketball. There's just some disconnect there.
Yeah, like they won. They like a lot of people were saying like they lost 2 games at home and to Timberwolves to open up the series, and they felt like they were playing with their food. But
right.
And then they rattled off 3 straight, 2 of which being in Minnesota. So like it's really hard to tell.
They're just so inconsistent right now. It's weird.
Yeah. My concern with them is that it's almost like you're looking at smoke kind of, because they won at Denver by only like 6 points, and Aaron Gordon shot like 11 of 12. You're not going to get that again.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray's been up and down despite having 2 game winners in the playoffs, 2 40-point games. Like he's been really good, but some nights he's been really bad. Like tonight, he's got 2 points at halftime. I if it goes to game 7, which it looks like it might, I mean 24 is a steep climb and a half. Anthony Edwards is just a dog, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. The
He's a type.
Linsanity run is just
Yeah,
too much to go against.
he's the type of guy that I just can't. I can't see him not playing great in a game 7, whether they win or lose.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I could see him getting 38 on 18 shots and they lose by 4. But I don't know. Like that is so tough. I mean, we've got so that's where we're both leading what? Timberwolves?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so it would be Timberwolves 3 seed. The other series in the West, it's Mavericks Thunder. Mavericks up 3-2. Game 6 is in Dallas. Do you think they close it out?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. It just depending on the health of Luka Doncic, because he's
Mhm.
really been going through the ringer the last couple games.
Agreed.
But they just have something going on.
Yeah, PJ Washington has been great for them.
Yeah, bro. Just they're like not only Luka Doncic and Kyrie being locked in, but getting like big minutes from PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford.
Yeah.
Like they are humming.
Yeah, and they honestly haven't been getting a whole lot out of their bench, and they're still comfortably like winning. Right. I'm less concerned now about Luka because I feel like he returned to form in game 5. He went 31, 11, and 10 on 12 of 22, 5 of 11 from 3.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that they'll close it out in game 6. Dude, Timberwolves Mavs is going to be great. I mean, Nuggets Mavs is going to be great.
But that's going to feed families, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Anthony Edwards versus Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving.
It's really going to come down to who has a better series because Cat's been shaky all playoffs and Kyrie's been shaky.
Yeah.
Whichever one of them has the more consistent series is going to win.
Yeah, probably.
And honestly, I have more faith in Kyrie to do so.
Yeah.
I feel like Kyrie hasn't been playing very huge minutes. I mean, like he hasn't touched 40 yet this playoffs. He had 39 the other night.
Yep.
But he's averaging like 34, which is, a lot of minutes, but not for playoffs.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I kind of feel like he's saving himself for marriage pause, whereas like he's waiting for the moment.
Right.
Because we haven't seen Kyrie go on a deep playoff run since he was with Cleveland.
Yeah.
I do think if we get Thunder, Minnesota, it's going to feed families. We got the 3 seed versus the 5 seed. Neither of those teams anyone thought were going to be there. That's going to be fun. I think I'd take Mavericks in 7.
Yeah.
It's hard to bet against Luka and Kyrie if they're playing at their best.
Right.
But who knows, dude? Anthony fucking Edwards.
He's the wild card, bro.
Yeah.
In the East.
So the Celtics wrapped up 4-1 against the Cavs. That was weird. They benched like half their team in game 5. Donovan Mitchell didn't play.
Yep.
Jared Allen didn't play. Karis LeVert didn't play.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. Donovan Mitchell's gone after the season, I think.
Yeah.
Whether it's by trade, well, it's got to be by trade, but
yep.
I think he's gone.
I heard some Darius Garland trade rumors too.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I feel so bad for DG because I became a huge fan of him last year when he averaged like 23 and like 11. That was such a good season.
Yeah.
And then like this year, he just never found his footing. I feel like part of it was because Donovan Mitchell was hurt a lot last year and he was able to like take the ball in his hands primarily.
Right.
So that they've got a lot of questions to ask and answer. The Celtics have won both their series 4-1. I think they're the fourth worst team remaining in the playoffs, despite winning 4-1, 4-1. I think the
Really?
Mavericks are better. I think Timberwolves are better. And I think the Nuggets are better. Jason Tatum has not been good overall in the playoffs.
They just
So
have a deep ass team.
Yeah. If we look at his numbers in the postseason, he's shooting 43% from the floor, 28 from three. Now, he's doing a lot elsewhere. He's averaging 10.5 rebounds, almost 6 assists, but he's only averaging 24 a game.
Yeah.
And that percentage is only up because he played well the last 2 games. So,
yeah, he's going to have to turn it up for sure.
Like, it goes back to the conversation we had earlier in the year. Like, that I'm just not sure if Jason Tatum is a top 7 guy like people say he is.
Right. I mean, the talent's there.
The talent's there. You know, him and Joel Embiid, to me, are on the same exact career path. Jason Tatum's made it a little bit farther, and he's played a little bit better than Embiid in the playoffs. But it's just like, they have all the talent in the world, and there's just something missing.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what it is, bro. I really don't.
Yeah. Like, Jason Tatum's been the 3rd best Celtic in the playoffs. And if he's going to be the 3rd best Celtic in this coming series, whether it be against the Pacers or the Knicks, I think they'll lose. I think they'll beat the Pacers. But if they play the Knicks and he's the 3rd best player behind Jaylen Brown and Derek White, I think they'll lose.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. I agree. And that's the problem with Jason Tatum. He just goes ghost in the playoffs. It makes no sense.
Yeah. He reminds me a lot of what Kevin Durant's been since he left the Warriors. It just feels like there's been no dog in KD. Yeah. It just feels like he's been there to hoop at his best, but just not quite enough.
I really think post 2021 Nets playoff run.
Yeah, he was a dog in that
because in
series.
That run, especially the series against the Bucks, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah,
that
he
was
great.
Just peak Kevin Durant.
Yeah, that was good.
Off the injury. Oh my god.
Yeah. But since then, it's just like he just doesn't seem to care.
Yeah.
Like, it was one thing to not care about being a leader. Now it's one thing that, like, I don't feel like there's an increased intensity from him and Devin Booker in the playoffs. I just don't. Ever since CP's been gone, I just don't feel like Devin Booker's been that guy.
Yeah.
Whether his points are the same, his stats are the same, it just doesn't have the same impact to me.
Yeah, no.
And I'm feeling a lot of that from Jason Tatum. He wants it. He wants to be the face of the league. He wants to be Kobe, but he's just not. Like, he's got the talent. It just doesn't fit him.
Something there that's just missing.
Jaylen Brown is more of a dog than he is.
Yeah.
And you can't win a championship when Jaylen Brown's your best player.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
No shot. They saw it in 2022.
It's not unrealistic to me. It's not unrealistic to me to think that if the Knicks make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, that Jaylen Brown will be the best player in that series. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that could be the case for sure.
And if he's not playing the best, at least the most impactful player.
Right.
Like the Garden and the Garden and the aura around Jaylen Brown. Jalen Brunson. Right. The shot making and just the overall dog mentality. I just don't get that out of the Celtics. It just feels like they flatlined.
This is kind of like they're just expected to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now maybe they'll turn it on or something next round, and they felt like they've had a cupcake ass run because they kind of have. The Cavs aren't that great. The Heat were bad. They're not the same 8-seeded Heat that they were last year.
But again, they had the same problem last year when they played the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
We said, oh yeah, they'll turn it on, and then they didn't.
Yeah. I do think, though, having the leadership of a Drew Holiday could really impact the next series. Like, he has to do something. Drew Holiday has been abysmal on the offensive end
Right.
in the playoffs. He's been bad. I think he's averaging 13 points. I don't want to be wrong here. Let me look.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but they need guys to step up for sure.
yeah. Drew Holiday in the postseason, he's averaging 10 points. That's not enough. Now he's taking a back seat to Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. But like, Drew Holiday is, I mean, despite not being an all-star in a long time, he's a fringe all-star guy.
Right.
And probably the best perimeter defender in basketball. Like, he needs to like fucking put his foot down, because what we've always known Drew Holiday for is a winning type mentality basketball player. He's their upgraded Marcus Smart.
Right.
And he needs to be that. And I don't feel like he has been. So I don't really know. I think if the Knicks make it, I think I'll pick the Knicks to beat them. Even though the Celtics are more talented, Kristaps will be back.
Right.
So maybe that helps them.
Right. Yeah, bro.
But I just don't know. I mean, the combo of Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, and Jalen Brunson has been awesome. It reminds me a lot of the We Believe Warriors.
Yeah.
No upper echelon star, just a bunch of dogs.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Jalen Brunson's probably the best player between those two teams, but he's
but
their Baron Davis.
Same way for that team.
He's their Baron Davis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Like, could they take out the Celtics? I really think they could, because I just don't see the oomph out of the Celtics. If they beat the Knicks, they sure as hell aren't beating Anthony Edwards' ass. Anthony Edwards is going to have Jason Tatum crying up and down the floor. They're not going to beat Denver.
And they
I don't
won't
think
beat Dallas.
No, they won't beat Dallas, because they'll have, in my opinion, the two best players on the court. So, yeah.
Especially Luka Doncic in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, and when are they gonna? If they're not gonna get it done this year with the season they had and the inexperience in the other conference outside of the Nuggets, if they're not gonna get it done now, when are they gonna?
Right, like they're good enough, and the East is so weak that they can continue to, like, they have time.
They do, but I mean,
they
like,
don't at the same time.
They don't. This is the 8th year of this team. 8 years already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're all still somewhat young. I mean, Drew Holiday's not getting any younger, and he's going to be there a while because they gave him a bag. Kristaps is going to be there, but there's not much they can do to the roster now other than move some of that big time talent. So, and think about it. I don't think Dame and Giannis are going to be as bad as they were this year.
Right.
Plus, Giannis will be most likely be healthy next playoff run.
Yep.
Who else is out east? So
Embiid and the Sixers, Tyrese Maxey coming.
Yeah, they're gonna bring in a guy like
retool.
Yeah, they might bring in a guy like Paul George or Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
there's a lot of rumors.
We need to bring Jimmy Butler back, bro. It has to happen, bro. It must.
There's a lot of rumors, so that's a possibility.
If he's out of there, if he's back and Tobias Harris is out of there, like, all is forgiven. Hell is frozen over.
Yeah. The Knicks aren't going to go anywhere.
The Pacers aren't going to go anywhere.
No, they'll have a full off season. Tyrese Halliburton can jump up another level. Pascal have a full off season with the team.
Right.
Orlando was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
This year, 5 seed, went 7 games with the Cavs. Like, they're not going to go anywhere, and they're super young.
Right.
Like, there's not a lot of depleting talent out east.
Yep. Who knows what happens with the Cavs and the Heat?
Yep.
Atlanta as well.
Yeah, they have the number 1 pick now.
Yep. Detroit.
Yeah. There's some teams out there that are gonna give up more of a fight. So
yeah. Who
knows? Mikal Bridges could be a guy that moves to another one of these teams in the East. Like,
Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, bro. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, but Denver, Boston's time is running out.
Yeah, for sure. You can only take second place, third place, fourth place medals so many times without wanting to make a change.
Yeah.
And we've seen since Brad Stevens has become the GM, he's made a lot of moves. So I don't know if he's going to be, I don't think he's afraid to move one of Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially if they don't make it as far this year as they did in, what was that, 21 against the Warriors?
Yeah, 22.
22. Especially since the team is overall better talent-wise. If they can't make it at least that far, I don't know.
Yep, it's going to have to blow it up.
Yep. All right.
We'll see.
We'll see. Next week, we'll have a better idea of where everything is, and we'll definitely talk more about it because we'll be into the Final Four at that point.
Yep.
So we'll definitely break some of it down. I really want to dive into what these matchups are going to be because we've kind of neglected basketball a little bit, even though the playoffs have been bangers.
Right.
But I'm excited, dude. Any one of these teams that's remaining other than Jokic is going to be a first-time champion.
Yep.
Which is cool. So
that's always cool.
Yeah.
That's how it was last year for Jokic, and it was cool.
Yep. So, all right, let's get into. So I have no idea what this is about. I haven't really looked at the tweet. So tell me what's happening here, okay?
So nice segue that we talked about hoops.
Yep.
So click on that picture. There you go. So NASCAR, and we touched on the TV deal a little bit that they're partnering with Amazon Prime, TNT Sports for their broadcasting rights. So now they have 5 partners for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were talking about NBA, NASCAR is doing their own in-season tournament.
Okay.
During the Amazon Prime TNT section of the season.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting. They kind of ripped it a little bit off of, the NBA's in-season tournament. Denny Hamlin originally had the idea. He said it had kind of shared it on his podcast.
Yeah.
And pretty much said if NASCAR wants to use it, they can have it. And that's pretty much what they did. So how it works is there's going to be a seeding round. There's 3 seeding races. That's on Amazon Prime. And essentially seeds the top 32 into a bracket.
Real quick. So do we have details of how everything works?
No.
In depth? To me, how does it work? Does it take your average 3 placements from those seeding races?
Yeah, I would assume so. I didn't really read. Let me see if I can find the article.
Yeah, so say someone finishes 10th, 15th, and then 20th, they'd be ranked 15th because
their average finish would be 15th, and then from there, based on how everybody else finishes, probably where they would be seated. Let me just see if I can find, because there was an article. I didn't read it. I just saw about it.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that's how it goes. So yeah, all drivers are eligible for the seeding races, and the top 32 from those 3 airing on Prime will qualify for the in-season tournament that starts the first race of the TNT section, which is 5 races.
Okay.
So yeah, like you said, based on best finish in the 3 Prime races, with tiebreakers determined by next best finish, followed by season points position. So really, it's out of the 3 where you finish the best. And if you're probably going to have 2 guys that won.
Yeah.
It goes on their next best finish for the tiebreaker. And if both of them have the same finishes, then that's wherever they're at in points. So that's how the seeding will go out. And then they race in 5 races, kind of like how they do the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So everybody's still racing, but it's the top 32 that are eligible. And then basically, whoever finishes ahead of whoever. So let's just say
Okay, so say 1-32 matchup.
Yeah, let's just say that's like Kyle Larson and Joey Gase, for example. Kyle Larson finishes in front of Joey Gase. Kyle Larson moves on. And then, it's kind of like a head-to-head until you get to the Final Four and then the race 5. So it's not really like if that driver wins per se, it's just a matter of, I guess, beating your matchup.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
That could make for some fun shit.
Yeah.
Like in race 4, if we've got 1 and 2 seed and they go into race 4, like as in race 5, if we got 1 and 2 seed and they're first and second in race 5, that could be nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. So essentially, yeah, that's really how it's just kind of a head-to-head thing, and then the winner after the 5th race wins $1 million. Second gets nothing. So it's just, all in for first.
Cool.
What are your thoughts on this? I know you're not really into the NASCAR world, but kind of a playoff of the NBA in a sense.
And this is coming next season, right?
Next season, yeah.
Do we have what the races are going to be yet?
No.
Okay.
We won't know that. But it's going to be... Let me pull up... So there was a graphic. I'm not really sure what their races are, but it's... They have like the summer portion.
Yeah. Which is typically what? Isn't Talladega usually in the summer?
That's like spring. All right, let me see. So let me see. So Fox has the first 14 races. What the heck? Doesn't say how many they have. I want to say it's 10.
Okay.
So Fox and NBC each have 14. And then between Prime and TNT, they each have 5. From what it sounds like.
Okay.
Or, yeah, 5.
Okay. So the 3 seeding rounds are through Prime, it looks like, and then the 5 tournament races are TNT. Looks like it to me. Okay. All right. I do think I love this because, again, it's like what it did this year in the NBA. It gives the guys something to like really push for, because especially with how weird the seeding is and everything for like the Cup Series. It gives them an extra thing to push for in the middle of the year.
Right.
Which is nice because there's a lot of NASCAR races. It's not as much, but kind of similar to the NBA season where it can get kind of repetitive. So you put things in this like it to spice it up a little bit. Depending on what the races are, this could be really good. It's exciting. I do. What's typically the pool for winning a standard race in the middle of the regular season?
It varies, but I want to say, now it's probably close to that like $1 million.
Okay. So in this case, it's significant money.
Yeah, it's significant money. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's just say we're looking at like this year's schedule.
Okay.
For who will have these races, right? So so the first 14 is Fox. That brings us to the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro, which is this week. And then the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte would be, I guess, the first one.
Okay.
But that would be
seeding round?
I don't think in each of the over the final 3 races. Okay, so they split the 5. So the first 2 prime races are not seeding races. So the Coke 600. So essentially, what the schedule here would be, May 26th is when Prime would take over. The Coke 600, that's a standalone event, regular race. Gateway Speedway Worldwide Tech. That's also a standalone race. And then you go to Sonoma, which is a road course. That's the first. That would be the first seeding race. Iowa, which is a brand new track to the schedule for the Cup Series. The lower series running it. It's a nice little short track. But first time the Cup Series is there, that would be seeding race number 2. And New Hampshire would be seeding race number 3.
Okay.
So this will probably change because you have a road course and then kind of 2 short tracks, which is kind of, I would think you'd kind of want to have like a mile and a half in there. But depending on how the racing is with Iowa, I think that could probably stay in there. And then you would look, Nashville would be the round 1 race. That was an amazing race last year. Chicago Street Course as round 2. We all know that was a banger. Round 3, Pocono.
Oh, baby.
Round 4, Indianapolis. And this isn't Indianapolis, the road course. They're going back to the oval.
Okay.
So kind of like the Brickyard 400 would be round 4. And then round 5 at Richmond. To end what? Oh, no, that doesn't end the regular season. My bad. So that would be round 5 at Richmond. That's a pretty nice slate, to be honest.
For me,
I think Pocono would probably be Pocono and Indy might be the 2 snoozers.
Yeah.
But this based off the 2024 schedule.
Yeah, it could be completely different next year.
Yeah, it'll definitely be different next year, but
for this to be an absolute banger, I do, and to get a lot of eyes on it, race 1 and race 5 need to be at somewhat significant tracks.
Yeah.
Race 1, particularly because there's a lot of seating happening there and there's a lot to watch.
Yeah.
And then obviously the championship, I feel like, should be at a big course. Because if you get it at some snooze ass fest, like at a race that no one watches anyways, you know what I mean? Like it could be kind of mid.
Yeah. Like they might move either the first or the last one to be the Daytona summer race, potentially.
Yeah.
Maybe in there with Pocono.
What's a track that it's a really good track, always has good races, but isn't very significant, doesn't have much significance like Talladega does or Daytona does?
Well, speaking from this year, I would probably say Kansas.
Okay.
Had really great racing this year, but isn't really that much of a significant track.
If we can get a night race for race 5, because I love a good night race.
Yeah, Richmond would definitely be a night race, especially this late into the season.
Yeah,
because Richmond has 2 races. The one is in the spring, that's usually the day race, and then the one in the summer is at night.
Okay.
So if they do it that way, and they usually have good racing at Richmond, that would be a pretty nice finale. If they did, Talladega has lights now, so if they did a night race at Talladega, that would also be pretty good. Honestly, that's probably what they should do.
Yeah.
Because Talladega has, I think they only have 1 date this year. No, they have 2. My bad. They have 2. One in the playoffs.
Yeah, like if they want eyeballs on this, they need to do the championship race at a big course that a lot of people watch that may be casual NASCAR fans.
Yeah, that would probably be Daytona, Talladega, Richmond, probably, or Atlanta.
Yeah, if they can do something like that, like it all, they have to structure it right the first time for it to be good. Like the Lakers winning the in-season tournament in basketball, the first one, LeBron winning it, was significant.
Right.
I mean, obviously that's not fixed because you can't really tell who the opponents are going to be, but like venue, team, market, that kind of is similar to the stadium that they'd be racing at.
Yeah.
That was significant for the first in-season tournament. So if they can find something like that for this, I think it could be an absolute banger.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe that race would be North Wilkesboro. They have that as the All-Star race. There is talks of Rockingham, which was one of the mainstays of NASCAR in the in the Renaissance era, so to speak. It was one of the original tracks on the NASCAR schedule. I haven't been there since 2004, but there's rumors of them potentially being on the schedule next year.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a potential race where, like they did with the All-Star race in North Wilkesboro, that they reintroduce Rockingham as, the end-all be-all for the in-season tournament.
That would be a smart decision too. If it's not Talladega or Daytona, that would be a good decision.
Yeah. Or do it at North Wilkesboro. I mean,
yeah,
they'd have to probably move the All-Star race somewhere else, but
mm-hmm.
they've been doing that. So I don't know. We'll see. They definitely have something here, I think.
I do too.
To be honest with you, as like one of the get off my lawn type race fans, I hate when NASCAR does like the gimmick stuff, like the stage racing. I absolutely hated it when they introduced it. The playoffs, I also hated when they introduced it. It is what it is. That's just kind of the MO. But like in terms of racing, it's just so gimmicky. Like you could win the it has happened before. You've won the championship without winning a race.
Yep.
Like that shouldn't happen.
No.
But the in-season tournament, I like. You
Yeah,
smack it in the middle of the season where, like, you're in the summer swing, which is
Dog
kind of
days.
like that's kind of where things get kind of stale.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you're getting into football season, like people are tuning off NASCAR and starting to focus on football. Like this would be a good way to keep eyes on.
Yeah. And this would end around that, like in August, around that time. So then you'd have really a 3-week period before the playoffs start. So it's great to keep engagement.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all I saw really what the winner would get is $1 million. But I think if they had some kind of playoff incentive where they had like the first round bye in the playoffs, that would be a very lucrative incentive because you look at the the round of 16, the 1 seed is already locked in. Doesn't matter what they do in the first round, they're locked in because they won the in-season tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of figuring out like with the NBA, what is other than money, what is the perk for winning the in-season tournament?
Yeah, that's why I think the All-Star game in the NBA needs to be East versus West. Whichever team wins gets home court advantage in the finals, like the MLB does it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Seeding be damned. It only matters for your conference, but once you hit the finals, whichever East or West team, because more than likely, whatever biggest star is on either of those NBA Finals teams was in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at last year, it was Heat, Nuggets, both Jimmy Butler and Nikola Jokic were in the All-Star game.
And Jamal Murray was too.
Yeah, and same thing this year. I mean, if we get Brunson or Tatum, Ant was there, Shea was there, Luka, like all these guys were there.
Right.
So I think it could work out. Because all these guys will want to do it because most of the guys in the All-Star game are on contending teams. So
right. Yeah.
If they could do something similar to this, so the playoffs suck for NASCAR, correct?
I wouldn't say they suck. I mean, maybe it's just because like I'm a boomer, but it does generate attention.
But it's dumb that you can win it without winning a race.
It is dumb, but where it generates the excitement and stuff is the cutoff races.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it really generates the excitement for the guys that, need to get in on points, where they're at in terms of the cut line and things like that. Because there's variable things that could happen. You could have a guy that's safely in, have a mechanical failure, and then he's on the outside looking in potentially. So from that standpoint, it can be kind of exciting, but just the principle of having a guy that, let's just say, won 5 or 6 races, not win the championship over a guy that won maybe 1 at most
Yeah.
is stupid, which is, the con of that system. But I mean, it's an exciting time.
My
for
question
sure.
is, because I haven't watched any NASCAR playoffs, so I'm a complete noob at this. Does the amount of racers in a race shrink as you go through the playoffs?
No. It all stays the same. It's just the people that are qualified for the playoffs.
To me,
So it's like
I
top
think
16 guys, but you also still have the full field because it's
Yeah.
kind of stupid to just have those guys race and
I-
not have anybody else.
I think it could actually make for some good racing if they dropped it down to like 16 for the final race.
Yeah.
Reason being, though, because there's so little groups of people, it's highly less likely that the pack spreads out. Am I thinking about that right? If you have 16
I disagree.
racers, you think so? Okay.
I disagree.
You know more than me, so I'm just throwing ideas out
Yeah.
there.
No, I mean, in principle, I mean, I see where you're coming from, like, because you think about the playoffs. It's like the Carolina Panthers aren't playing, through January when,
Yeah, it's not like they
got.
got a coach on the field for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean, it's just principally different with racing because originally it was we race all the races. There is no playoffs. Whoever has the most points at the end of the year from the first race wins, which
Okay,
is how it should be.
All right,
But-
last question before we get out of here. Is how it used to be, is that your ideal playoff scenario? Or do you have an idea that you've thought about before that you think could be the perfect structure for the NASCAR playoffs? Have you ever thought about this? Because I have for other sports.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as the integrity of the racing to make every race matter, the old pre-chase system would probably be that. But then you also run into the problem of guys that just have it wrapped up 2 or 3 races before the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like, why bother? Because this
Like
guy's
they're way ahead in
mathematically
points.
got it. Yeah, there's just no point. So that's why in the first place that they did it. So it was originally the top 10. They get to the playoffs, points reset, and then it's just from there. And then they expanded it to 12, and I think it was 14, and then they introduced the playoff system. I really don't know where you go from here at this point because they're just so far into like the playoff scenario, like the playoff system. And with the new generation of fans, that's really the MO, kind of to look like the stick and ball sports per se.
Okay.
In terms of like how they do the postseason.
So here's a suggestion. You said, isn't there throughout the year there's stages, and if you win your stage, you automatically get like a bye or something like that?
You get playoff points, to go towards the playoffs. So that's why that's kind of the incentive of like, all right, like this race is broken down in the segments.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make, if you win the first stage, you'll get like stage points and then like a playoff point or whatever.
Okay.
Points towards the playoffs. So whoever has the most stage points in addition to like their points.
And do you get a check cut if you win the stage? Is there money you win for winning the stage?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because here's an idea. First off, how many playoff races are there usually? What's the playoff structure? How many playoff races?
1, 2, 3. I think it's 10. 3.
Good
4,
God.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10.
Okay, here's an idea.
Because it's 4 rounds. There's three races in each of the first, and then the last race is the final.
Okay. So I think an idea could be get rid of the stages, right?
I mean, you can
Extend,
continue to have the stages, but just don't stop the race.
yeah,
Like, you could just make the race continuous, and it's like, all right, you get to a certain point in the race where you got to, like, push, and it's like, all right, like, we finish that stage, but the race is still going. Like, you don't stop and restack the field.
yeah. I think, what if they say, how many people qualify for the playoffs? 16?
Yeah.
Okay, so how about they do this? No stages, 32 qualify. Right? Kind of like how the stick and ball sports, right? More than half the league qualifies usually.
Right.
In all sports other than football, half the league does. So say it's 32 racers qualify the whole regular season. Right? So instead of doing something like stages and like earning playoff points, you race the entire year and there's only 10 cuts, so it's very unlikely that anything will be wrapped up close to the end of the regular season, right? So there's 32 spots open. You get to the playoffs, top 32 qualify. So that's what? 32, 16, 8, 4, 2. That's 5 stages.
Which is the in-season tournament, bro.
Which is the in-season tournament. You do 5 races like the in-season tournament in the playoffs. And you go not head-to-head by seed, but you go by your placement in race 1. That top 16 qualify for the next round. Top 8 qualify, 4, 2, and then you have your winner.
That could be very interesting.
It shrinks down the postseason to 5 races, so it feels like it's not too long. You get more people in the field, so there's less people there for nothing at the very beginning. And you have more people that have a chance to qualify later on in the year. So you don't have the stages.
Right.
And what you could do is, because I imagine the prize money for winning those playoff races are a little bit higher.
Right.
So you're shrinking from 10 to 5. Take that 5, the big time money from those extra 5 races and spread it throughout the other ones.
Right.
Just extend the purse, make the purse bigger in all the other regular season races.
Yeah, that could work. So you're essentially saying, forget the stages, run the season through, top 32 in points. Once you get to the playoffs,
top 32
in the points. Playoffs.
Yeah, you have the 42 racers.
Yeah, out of all the racers, top 32 qualify for the playoffs.
Yep,
and then the 16 that finish the highest in the first round advance.
Yeah, and then the 8 that finish the highest
8 advance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could be an idea. I think the time frame is a little short. They might go with like how they did the seeding here in terms of like not best finish, maybe best finish, but I would think more like average finish. So like, you can do like, you cut it down to 5, or do like the 10 races, but you have the extra round. So round 1's 2. Take your average of those 2.
Yeah.
And then the next 2. And then the next 2.
Yeah. Maybe start 3, because it's technically 5 rounds. Do 3, 2, 2, 2, 1 for the last 2.
Yeah.
Could do that.
You could.
Keep the postseason just as long. So but my only thing is though, that stretches the postseason over 2.5 months.
Yeah. That's just how they have it now.
Yeah. Like if I feel like if they shrunk down the postseason, it'd be much more interesting to watch. Unless
But you also look at like
you
the
could
NBA.
also argue
their postseason's like 2.5 months as well.
Yeah, you could also argue like, it's sort of, you've got like it's like a 3-part thing where like, okay, race 1 of round 1's over. This is where it stands. So let's see next week if they can regain that.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, that could be cool.
So I mean, and even like to keep like the average of like 2, maybe you add an extra playoff race, so it's like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Then you get to the final race, and that's just the one
Yeah.
to keep that like whoever finishes first. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I think.
Oh, my other question too. I also just this idea popped up to me.
Yeah.
So the top 16 in the playoffs, when they qualify, can they qualify lower than 16 in the race?
Yeah.
Eliminate that. They can only qualify as far back as 32.
What if they don't though?
Then they end up at 32. Either way, they qualify at 42, doesn't matter. Put them at 32, they earn the playoffs. They shouldn't have to be behind people that are racing for nothing other than the purse. And if those bottom 10 guys make a run to top 5 and get part of the purse or whatever, or I don't know if there is a purse system or if it's just number one.
That's the only problem with it because, if like those guys that aren't in the top 32 have like a nice qualifying day, then they're penalized because they didn't make the playoffs. So that's the only problem with that. But I don't know. I kind of like everything else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
I could dig it.
If you weren't good enough to qualify for the playoffs in a 32 playoff scenario, then I'm sorry. I don't care if you qualify. If your average qualification's 24 or even lower is 32 in the regular season, then you just happen to qualify 16 in the postseason. I'm sorry, I don't care. You weren't good enough in the regular season.
Yeah. I mean,
or do it like you shrink the entire postseason down to 32 cars rather than 42. And then that's the 32 that qualify in the postseason race all those races. So that way you don't have to worry about the qualifiers.
Yeah, that's true.
You qualify 1 through 32, and then once you get into round 2, the top 16 can't qualify less than 16. And you just keep doing it that way. You lost in the playoffs. You had a chance, so now you're penalized. Now you're penalized with your qualification,
right?
Rather than being penalized off the jump.
Yeah. I mean,
just something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thought. They're probably they wouldn't go about it that way because it kind of takes away from the integrity of like the race weekend.
Yeah, that's true. Qualifying and all that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a solid proposition. I think they need to do something. I mean, the playoffs, like, I give it shit just because as a racer, you want to do it like whoever gets the most points. That's the natural way to do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But it's really not that bad.
No,
I'm just biased.
Yeah, I mean, it does suck that you can run into those situations though, where someone doesn't touch victory road.
Yep, but they win the championship.
Yeah, that's just.
Yep. Yeah, but no, I think the in-season tournament, they gotta whatever. We'll see what the schedule when that comes out next year.
Yeah.
That's when we'll really know. Like, all right, this is how it's gonna look. We'll have a better idea. But I think the idea is a very good idea. It makes that summer stretch engaging for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on what they give to the winner, like if they give them the first round bye, that could be great.
Yeah. That way everyone's motivated.
But we'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of good NASCAR talk today.
Yeah.
I felt like I held my own.
Yeah, bro. I was like, I heard that come out. I'm like, oh man, you're definitely gonna have some thoughts on it.
I'm cooking.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm out of shit to talk about.
Me too.
Yeah, we'll get into the Final Four in the NBA playoffs next week. We'll touch on some more football stuff as news comes out. We still have to get Rashee Rice's suspension, figure out what that's going to be.
Yep.
There's some baseball to talk about. The Phillies are the best team in baseball.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to the Fightins.
The trilogy.
Yep. But we're approaching those dog days. It's coming soon.
Yep.
So, but we won't be going anywhere. We'll be around. Don't you worry.
We'll be here.
We'll be here.
Well, listen, we have some creative ideas in the chamber for the dog days.
Yep.
Involving some of our very own.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, with that being said, this has been the Day One Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, you like, and you comment down below what you want us to talk about, whether it be next week or something that's been on your mind. You want our opinions on your team, whatever it is. Doesn't have to go with the structure of the show. We just want to hear from you and get some discussion going on in the comments, especially. So make sure you let us know. Whether you're on a boat, bus, or plane, you can get the Day One Podcast content anywhere in the world. So go to your local Sprint Mobile, pick you up a cheap-ass phone. Unlimited data is not that expensive anymore. This isn't 2017. So you can do it. I promise.
Listen,
go down
Kyle
to
can do
Walmart.
it. You can do it.
Facts. Go to Walmart. Okay? No one's going to judge you for picking up just your standard. I got a Samsung A22. All right? Not great video.
No. I got the 15 Pro, though.
Not great video. Okay? But I can still do everything I got to do on this phone. Okay?
Yeah.
So don't miss any content. There's no excuse. With that being said, I'm Anthony.
That's Kyle. Catch you in the next one. Later,
Bye.
alligators.